Hi, and welcome to video 33 in my FlyLady series. If you haven't seen my previous videos, please click the playlist that's linked below. Watch the videos in order, one a day. The first video is all about just getting started with this system. The FlyLady system is a way that you can better organize and run your household as well as your personal life. And it starts with the getting started video, and then the next 31 videos are all of the baby steps. You do one a day, so I would suggest watching the videos, one a day. And those baby steps are meant to be practiced over time so that you are building habits that then become routines, and the routines are the foundation for the whole system. Once you feel like you have the baby steps pretty well in hand, and you are practicing your routines and you're doing pretty well with that, you want to start adding in the other components of the FlyLady system. I tried to look through all of her stuff and think about what order I should present them. And I just thought, okay, well, I'm going to present it in the order that I kind of followed. So today I want to talk to you about the weekly home blessing hour. So the weekly home blessing hour, I talked about in my, I think the very first video, that FlyLady is a very religious lady, and so you'll see words like blessing. If that bothers you, then just leave it out. You can just call it your, weekly home hour or whatever. I'm just using the terminology that she has on her website in case you want to find it. You'll be able to find it, and her website is flylady.net. So the weekly home blessing hour is meant to be like a speed clean of your house. So every day you're doing your morning and evening routines. Maybe you do an afternoon routine as well. And when you are doing those routines, you're decluttering, you're clearing hot spots, you're doing room rescues, you're swishing and swiping your bathroom, you're keeping your kitchen sink clean, you're doing all of these daily cleaning tasks, basically. And I would imagine, because I did, I would imagine that you are seeing progress over the course of the month of the baby steps. And if you've continued the baby steps and haven't moved on to this next piece for a couple months or whatever, you've seen significant progress in your home. Just the decluttering, the clearing of the hot spots, and the basic maintenance of your bathroom and your kitchen. I'm hoping you're seeing a huge difference. I know that I did. Once I felt like I had my routines established, I moved on to this piece, the weekly home blessing hour. So I would suggest that you just get a piece of paper, write this out, and you add this to your control journal. Once you have these basic things, the basic components together of her system, then you can change it however you want. And I kind of hesitated and thought, should I show my control journal now or should I show it later? I think I want to show it later, just because my control journal now does not look like what it first looked like when I was first starting to implement all of FlyLady's systems. It's now changed to what I need, but I've been doing this for, I don't know, a couple, 2-3 years now or something, all of the components. So I hesitate to show my control journal yet. I think I'll show it towards the end. But what I would suggest is getting a piece of paper and writing this out as I write it out. So what this is this is a speed clean of your entire house. And I see a lot of testimonials of people that send in emails saying, well, I don't have enough time to do this. This takes too long. I take way longer than an hour to do this. And these people are just way too deep cleaning. Like, this is a superficial, surface level clean. And this is just to help your house become more presentable. so that you can stay away from the chaos. Can't have anyone over syndrome. So this really shouldn't take more than an hour. If it's taking you more than an hour, it's time to reevaluate, like, what exactly am I doing here? You know, if you have a 16,000 square foot house, maybe it will take you more than an hour. But if you just have a regular sized house, do not spend more than an hour doing this, because you're going to be doing this every week. And, you know, you don't want to get bogged down in doing, you know, what should only take an hour and then ends up becoming like a whole house clean, a deep clean. Deep cleaning will come later once you add in zone cleaning. And you only add in zone cleaning once you really have significantly decluttered a space, because it's so much easier to clean a space that is decluttered than to try to clean a space that, you know, has stuff piled on the floors and everywhere. You can't clean clutter. So you've got to prioritize decluttering areas before you bring in deep cleaning. And it's like she says, your house didn't get messy in one day. It's not going to get clean in one day. So if you've been living with this clutter in a dirty house for months or years or whatever, you know, be patient with yourself. It might take you months and years to get it in order, but at least you're making progress, right? Progress is the key. So there's a couple of ways you can go about doing this. I'm just going to give you the basic plan, and then I'm going to talk about how you can alter it for your life. So this is what the FlyLady suggests we do in the weekly home blessing hour. We spend 10 minutes on each task. There are 7 tasks, so technically it's a 70-minute, but, you know, hour. I find that I don't actually have to do all 7, and I'll show you that. And all 7, you know, each of them does not take 10 minutes. So 10 minutes on each task maximum. If you find you're spending more than 10 minutes on a task, then it either needs to come from time from another one, or you need to reevaluate how you're doing it. So the first thing that she has you do is gather and throw away all trash. So the idea would be that you would do this, let me move this a little closer. You would do this, I think she says on, she does this on Monday. She just takes the hour and goes through and does all of this. So gather all and throw away all the trash. This is not going to take 10 minutes. This might, I have, you know, an upstairs and a downstairs. I have a trash can in my bathroom, my 2 bathrooms upstairs, and then I have a trash can in my bathroom downstairs, and I have my kitchen trash. That does not take 10 minutes to gather. That takes like 2 minutes, right? So again, not each task is going to actually take 10 minutes. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to change the sheets on your bed. She suggests that if they're old enough, everybody does their own. Some of you have left amazing suggestions I am not going to forget, like having a duvet cover so that the little ones can do it too, right? You help them put the fitted sheet on, but then they just, you know, put their own blanket on the bed and it's done, and they can change their own pillowcases. So changing your sheets once a week. And of course, if you're going to change those sheets, make sure that you actually wash them, right? You want to go through the process of laundry. That's one of our daily routines that we do. Number 3 is, she says specifically feather dust, so I'm going to add that, or I'm going to put that, feather dust, whole house. Now, I have some of FlyLady's products, and I have to say, all of the products I've purchased from her, I really like, and I think they're good quality. I'm not trying to sell you anything. In fact, she says you can do this system without buying any of her products. I think the feather duster is worth it. To me, it holds dust. I've used some cheap ones from the store. It's just not as good. But when you feather dust your whole house, so let's think about this. 10 minutes max, right? If you need a few more minutes, you're borrowing it from maybe the trash. When you're feather dusting, you aren't picking anything up. You are literally just doing a very quick surface level dust. And if you have a feather duster, you're just going to shake it around. I mean, you are not doing a deep clean. I have a living room downstairs with 2 very large desks with lots of stuff on them that, well, I say lots of, there's not a whole lot of stuff, but there's stuff on these desks. We have our dining room, our kitchen, a laundry room, 3 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, and I can dust the whole house maximum 10 minutes, and that's because I'm walking real slow up the stairs with the big belly. So when you are feather dusting your house, you aren't picking anything up. You aren't, I think even just wiping, when you dust, like when I do a deep clean and I'm actually wiping things down, that takes so much longer than the feather duster. That's why I think she specifically says feather dust the whole house. You are just taking it and you are doing it very quick, just because once you start doing zone cleaning, you're going to be cleaning, deep cleaning a part of your house every week. So it's not really going to get dusty. You might have a little surface level dust, but that's it. That's why the feather dusting takes care of things. So you're just kind of, keeping everything at bay until you do the deep clean. And it does make a difference. You will see that it doesn't look as dusty. So this is also why you need to have your house, you need to be decluttering. The less stuff you have to dust, the quicker it is, right? So clearing stuff out is incredibly important. And I do have some knickknacks. I am not a big knickknack person. I used to be. I used to love knickknacks, but I hated cleaning them, so I never would. And so everything got really dusty. And I find now that I prefer to have less knickknacks in a clean house than more knickknacks in a dusty house. I have to say, and I'll just interject the the literary side of me. When I was reading Walden by Thoreau, and not everybody's going to want to read this, trust me, it's not like a fun read. But there's a part of it where he talks about he's cleaning his little cabin, and he has some pieces of jade on his desk. And he looks at them, and he decides, he's thinking, do I like these pieces of jade enough to take time out of my life to dust them? Or would I rather have more time in my life and just get rid of the jade pieces? And at that point, he just takes them and throws them out the window and decides, he would rather have his life. And that has stayed with me for years, along with some other parts of Walden, for years. And I think it hits home to this. You want to have less stuff so that you can enjoy your life more. And we all have to clean house if we want to, if we want to have a clean house. We all have to do it, right? That's something that we need to do. But we don't have to spend forever doing it because we don't need all this stuff. He also talks about, a person that's truly free is a person that can just close up their suitcase and walk out the gate and not look back. The idea meaning that you have minimal belongings. And I'm not necessarily a minimalist, but less clutter is freeing in so many ways. It's freeing monetarily, time-wise, like spatially, it's just freeing. So that was a long tangent to get back to the idea of feather dusting the whole house, because I see this as this seems to be the main complaint from people when they write to her, like, how am I supposed to dust my whole house in 10 minutes? Well, you're not doing a deep dust. You're doing a superficial dust. And if you don't have a ton of stuff, it is possible. Like I said, I have a few knickknacks, but the ones that I have are special to me. And if I find over time that I'm like, I hate dusting this thing, then I get rid of it. I really do. So I don't have a whole lot of stuff, but the stuff I have is special to me. So long tangent, just to say, dust your whole house. It's possible. It's possible. The next one is shine windows and door glass. Now, this doesn't take very long either. In fact, this is kind of funny. I've been reading this wrong the whole time, or I don't do this. You know what? I do a little bit different. I shine the mirrors in my sliding glass door once a week. So windows, I only do the windows in the zone cleaning. So I'm going to just put a line through this because this is my own, and I think this is better. I don't know. I'm just want to, yeah. I think this is a better approach because my windows don't get dirty as much as my bathroom mirrors do. You know, from washing hands and brushing teeth and stuff like that. So you could do either, I suppose, but just polishing any mirrors in your house. If you have a sliding glass door. I also do the computer screens at this time. And I have a little mirror, like a vanity mirror that I do. So doing all of that, and that does not take 10 minutes. If I was doing the windows, it might, but that does not take 10 minutes. She says, number 5, recycle magazines and catalogs. So when I said I don't do all of these things each week, this is one thing I don't do, because in my house, if it comes in the mail, I immediately deal with it at that point. This is paper clutter, and she has a method for dealing with paper clutter that I have never really had to use because I'm a throwawayer. And so as soon as I get the mail, I don't set it down. If I do set it down, I put it right in front of my desk where I'm going to be sitting shortly, and I immediately go through the mail. If it's junk, I throw it away. If it needs to be shredded, I shred it. If it's not junk, then I take it out and I put it in my planner on the day that I intend to deal with it. And if it's a catalog or a magazine, I will look at it right then, or I will put it somewhere where I'm like, okay, I'm looking at it tonight, like maybe before I go to bed. Immediately when I'm done with that catalog, I will throw it away. We don't keep magazines around very much. We don't really get many magazines, but for example, my dad gets some magazines that he passes along to my husband, and if my husband hasn't read that magazine in like a week or two, I'll leave it sitting on, you know, his desk, and then I just throw it away and he never asks for it. So I mean, I suppose I do this, but not really. I don't really have a, this would not take me 10 minutes. This would take me 2 seconds. And the next one is vacuum. And she says just the middles. Again, I think this is key for being able to do this in the 10 minutes. So, like I said, not all of this takes 10 minutes. This does not take 10 minutes. Number 5 does not take 10 minutes. Number 1 is not going to take 10 minutes. Number 2 might not even take 10 minutes. And number 4 might not even take 10 minutes. So, I mean, you're getting some of your time back, right? But when you vacuum, you are literally just vacuuming the middles. You are not moving anything. You are not going under any furniture, nothing. You are vacuuming the high traffic areas where people walk most often, the middles. You are going to vacuum in a deep cleaning way when you do your zone cleaning. So you're going to be vacuuming you're going to deep vacuum once a month in your house, in every area of your house. So if weekly you're just vacuuming the high traffic areas, you're taking care of what's basically, you know, what needs to be vacuumed the most. So this is another one that I see people complain about. They're like, I can't vacuum my house in that amount of time. Well, you can. You just can't do the thorough vacuum job that you might think you're going to do. This is just the middles. So when I'm vacuuming just the middles, I sometimes won't even, like if I'm vacuuming under my dining room table, if I don't visually, like if there's no visible debris under it, I won't even pull out the chairs because we don't even really sit there that often. And it's not dirty under there. That might be different when we have a baby, but for now, I just get the middles. I get the main walkways in the house, and the main rooms we go in. Sometimes I won't even vacuum, like we have 2 bathrooms upstairs, and one of them we never use. We'll use it when we have the baby, but we use the master bathroom for now. I don't necessarily vacuum that bathroom every week because nobody ever goes in it. There's physically nobody there. So there's no point in doing that. If you have rooms like that, I think you can get away with that. If not, then you just have to vacuum the middles and be quick about it. And the last one is quick mop, kitchen, and bathrooms. So again, I have that bathroom that nobody ever uses. if I don't vacuum it, I'm not going to quick mop it. Nobody physically sets foot in there, so how is it getting dirty? But I will do a quick mop of my downstairs. My downstairs is kind of open, like an open kitchen, living room, dining room area, and part of that is carpet. The part that's not, I'll just do a quick mop. I have rugs, runners, and I have a kitchen mat in there. I don't move those for the quick mop. That only happens on the zone cleaning, the deep cleaning days. So I just mop around those rugs, and I vacuum the rugs because those are high traffic, but I just do a very quick mop. I also do a quick mop of the laundry room where the dogs sleep because I think that needs it once a week. But that is the weekly home blessing hour. Those are the tasks. It would be like if somebody came to your house and did an hour of cleaning for you. Like you paid a cleaning service to come in and just do a real quick surface clean for you every week. That's a good way to think about this. So how can you go about doing this? FlyLady does this on Mondays. When I was working full-time, I did this on Sundays. I just did it on Sunday morning after I got up. I just made this my task, and I would just get through it, and it did not take me an hour. Because like I said, not all these tasks take an hour. Some take longer than others, right? But if you're just doing the middles, you're just doing surface, it shouldn't take you that long. One thing that I've started doing since I've been at home and I'm not working and I'm pregnant, it's hard for me to do all of this at once. I need to take breaks. So some people might want to get this all done in a day. Maybe you do one task, take a 10-minute break, do one task, take a 10-minute break. One thing that I've done is I've just broken it up, and I've split these tasks up throughout the week. So my trash comes on Tuesday morning. So Monday, one of the things I do every Monday is I gather and throw away all the trash. So for me, I'm just going to put an M here. You do not have to do this. If my trash came on Thursday, then this would be my task on Wednesday. Changing the sheets. I like to do this on Friday so that I have clean sheets for the whole weekend. And I just like to get into clean sheets on Friday night. You could do this whenever you wanted to. I started doing this on Friday because if you watch my video about doing laundry, that habit, I had to go to the laundromat for years, and I would go on Saturday morning. So I started changing my sheets on Friday night so that when I went to the laundromat on Saturday morning, I would be washing that set of sheets. And I've just kept it up. Feather dusting the whole house. I like to do that on Tuesday. And I do this one on Tuesday as well, shining my mirrors and my sliding glass door. This one is just a daily task, so that's not even something I incorporate. Vacuuming. So one of the things that I've done is I've broken up vacuuming into the first floor and the second floor. So what I'll do is vacuum all of so I break this up, and I do both of these on Thursday. Oh no, I'm sorry, Wednesday and Thursday. Well, that's going to be backwards, but you'll see that. So Wednesday and Thursday. So on Wednesday, I vacuum the upstairs, and then I mop the 2 bathrooms upstairs. If I'm gonna mop that second bathroom, right? And it takes 2 seconds, right? So I sometimes do that. And then on Thursdays, I vacuum the downstairs and mop the downstairs. So, but you're doing a quick mop, right? Quick vacuum. So I've broken it up like this, and this is what I'm currently doing. So not only do I have my daily routines that I go through, but I add one of these tasks every day. And these tasks, this makes it so that it's like, if it takes me 10, 15 minutes, it's not a big deal. It's just one thing that I add to my day. Really, you just want to make sure that you get all this done every week, right? It doesn't matter what day. Don't let your perfectionism get in the way. You don't need to see your entire house clean and perfect and beautiful, after you do this. This is just a quick maintenance. So This is the weekly home blessing hour. I would encourage you to write it down on a piece of paper. Add this piece of paper to your control journal. Once you feel you have your routines established and you're pretty well on your way to doing those, then figure out what day of the week you want to do this home blessing hour, or how you want to break it up so that you do maybe a task a day. There are 7 tasks, so you could, feasibly do 1 a day. Notice that I don't have any of these that I do on Saturday and Sunday. That's just the way that I've made it work out. But when I worked full time, I did it all on Sunday in one shot. Except for the trash, I always do that the day before trash goes. And the sheets. Okay, so I lied, I didn't do it all. I did all this. But the sheets were always Friday night to go to the laundromat on Saturday. This was always the day before trash. So, figure out what day you want to do it. If you want to break it up, how do you want to break it up? And then start. Don't get bogged down. Literally put a timer on for 10 minutes. Or literally put a timer on for 60, 70 minutes, and don't go beyond that. If you put a timer on for 10 minutes and you've finished throwing your trash away, stop the timer, see how much time you have left, go back up to 10 minutes, whatever you have to do to make sure that you don't spend 3 hours dusting your house and 2 hours vacuuming and mopping. That is not the point of the weekly home blessing hour. It is a superficial clean, as if a cleaning service came in and just quickly did a surface level of your home. That's it. So if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. You can, of course, visit FlyLady's website. She has a whole section on this where she talks about how you can, break it up or whatever. This is just what I do as far as breaking it up. But I would say that the routines plus doing this, that's all I seriously did for I don't know, probably a year before I started doing zone cleaning. And just doing routines and this, my house was pretty clean, I thought. I was pretty pleased with it, and so was my husband, because my kitchen was clean, my bathrooms were clean, my bathroom was clean, the clutter was disappearing, and the house was getting vacuumed and mopped and dusted, and sheets were changed. And I think routines plus this really are a game changer. You will see massive difference in your home just incorporating those things. So once you're ready, start doing this. And if you are doing this, I would love to know what you think after you start. Is it helping you? Do you see a difference? I think it's hard to not see a difference. So this is the weekly home blessing hour. My next video is going to be about her basic weekly plan, which is a little bit different than this. And I also plan on talking about menu planning, zone cleaning, control journal, and then I think I'm going to group together into one video her daily missions, her daily focus, and her habit of the month, just to talk about those. And then I think I will have covered the majority of the FlyLady system. I mean, there's always little bits and pieces, but I think with those main components, you should have a good handle on what all of this is and how it all works together. So I anticipate that there's going to be 5 more videos after this one to cover the rest of it. But that certainly doesn't mean that you do 1 a day of each of those, because it just doesn't work like that. And some of them will be more extensive than others. So I hope that this was helpful and that it was clear. Again, leave any questions or comments below so that I can get back to you. And good luck with this. Don't overdo it. Don't be a perfectionist. Progress, not perfection. Anything you do is better than nothing. So you just have to get in there, do it, and do your best. That's it. So I will see you with the next video tomorrow. Bye.